Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, welcome to today's video. We will be talking about the latest album from Angel Olsen titled All Mirrors. This is the fourth studio album from Baroque Pop, Chamber Pop, Art Pop songstress Angel Olsen. All Mirrors is the follow-up album to her 2016 album, My Woman. Now every time Angel Olsen comes out with another album, she garners this attention from the music journalism community. And what that means is that people love her freaking work. And the first time I listened to this album, I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic listen. But the more I listened to it and the less that it clicked with me, I really didn't like it as much as I did the first time around. Don't get me wrong, there's good things about this album, but it's predictable after a few listens, and you know where the punches are gonna hit. And you expect everything this album has to offer once you know what this album sounds like. Now, let me list a few things, or a good amount of things that I appreciate about this album. For one, I love the instrumentation on a good amount of works, and I do have criticisms with it, but just generally, I think it's really nice. I love the orchestral size of the instrumentation. I love the cinematic experience that this album brings to the table. I also think Olsen does a really good job in going into a higher register on some songs on this album. It's really emotive and absolutely captivating. The problem that I have is that the singing and the instrumentation don't work harmoniously. I think that sometimes they're actually going against each other. On the track Lark, the first track off this album, you have the crescendo in the middle of the song, which sounds like the vocals and the instrumentation are battling out for whoever is the loudest in the room. It really just turns me off the more I listen to it. Another thing about this album with the production, of course it's cinematic, of course it's orchestral size, but a couple times it's way too loud. Like, the mixing on this album could definitely use some fine-tuning. The best way I can describe a good chunk of the mixing on this album is what a school intercom system sounds like if it hadn't been updated in 10 years. The one thing that I think Olsen tried to do is try to make every song sound unique or sound different from the one before and the one after it. And I wish this album had more of a formula that it followed. And here's the thing, just because an album has a formula it follows doesn't mean it's bad. If the formula is well thought out and is good, then the album can have great songs on it. But a lot of what's on All Mirrors is widely different in the way it's presented. Surely you have similarities between one song and the next. The cinematic experience of this album is one thing that's consistent with the album. Another is the fact that Angel Olsen's singing on this project is very well done at high points, but also very half-baked at other points. And very few times do I think a lot of the singing, the production, and the songwriting, all three work harmoniously. I feel that doesn't happen all that often on this album. For one, I don't think this is her best songwriting. I actually think it's one of her weakest albums in terms of songwriting. And I feel that on this album, she became reliant on the instrumentation taking up a good amount of the songs on here. With Lark, the 6-minute track that opens this album up, it's just a lumbering experience that's tedious. And I feel that this song doesn't really have a sense of direction after the crescendo. It just kind of dissipates. And the contrary is true as well. The song Too Easy, in my opinion, is too short at just 3 minutes in length. I don't think it has enough time to flourish into its full potential. The 3 to 4 minute mark is the sweet spot on this album, and she utilizes that and capitalizes on the 3 to 4 minute mark across this entire album, with numerous songs having 3 minutes, 4 minutes, very few with 5. She uses 3 and 4 minutes as her saving grace. And surely there is enough time for songs to flourish in that time frame, but I don't think all of these songs are at their full potential, with the exception of the song Impasse and the song Chance. The song Impasse starts off with this very low-lying instrumentation. The production is very quiet, and you have these tribal drums, and you have Olsen speaking over very softly and very deeply. Then the crescendo hits like a ton of bricks, and I wish every song on this album had the energy that Impasse has. And if every song didn't have the energy Impasse has, I wish it had the cinematic feeling as the song Chance does. At least to the extent Chance does, I think a good amount of songs on here have a cinematic feeling, but they don't have a grandiose presentation. They just kind of exist in the realm of being pretty for being pretty. The song Chance closes out this entire album very beautifully. It sounds like a scene in the movie where the protagonist is having this reconciliation moment with a lover and being like, you know, we go our own ways. It's just what we have to do. There's something undescribable about the beauty this song has, and it is definitely the best off of this entire record. Now, with that said and done, I'm just kind of disappointed in this release because it doesn't have that good of a shelf life. For me, listening to this album over and over again kind of just makes me not like it as much as I did before. And I can't really pinpoint why that is. Maybe it's because after the first listen it becomes predictable. Maybe it's because I can't explain it. It's just that I listen to this album more and I just don't like it as much as I did before. I really loved this album the first time I listened to it, but as I listened to it more, it just grew off on me. And that's unfortunate because I really wanted to love this album. I wanted to like this album as much as other people do. It's critically acclaimed by not only critics, but fans alike. They are eating this album up, and I wish I could say the same. But with the painfully simplistic songwriting, the derivative and somewhat skeletal production on a good amount of songs, sometimes very hollow as well, and the clashing of the vocals and the instrumentation and the songwriting, I just don't see this album working well or harmoniously as it possibly could be. And that sucks because, I wanted to like this. I really wanted to like this, but I don't like it as much as other people do. That's just about it. I just think a B- would suffice. I just can't get along with the Angel Olsen love wagon that a lot of people seem to be on. It's unfortunate, but with that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this album down below. Let me know what albums you want me to review next, and that is it. Leave a like, comment, share, do whatever you want. Angel Olsen, all mirrors. Until next time.